Welcome to Earth, a love story, written and read by Robin Lassiter. Chapter 1. Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. Lucius Seneca. The paralysis is back, and the out-of-body experiences and the voices and the questions. Part of me's excited, but there's the fear too, like there always is. And this time feels different. This isn't their normal MO. They tend to show up in the middle of pretty intense times in my life, and my life has finally settled down. I'm sober, stable. I've pulled myself out of the muck and started over again. Job, boyfriend, health, happiness, check. My internal sin eater, that formidable part of my psyche, honed and deadly, whose singular purpose is to drive my evolution by executing my former life and feeding on its carcass, is sated, sleeping. She is wrapped around my feet, purring a deep, gravelly purr. I'm very careful not to wake her. For the first time in a long time, she is an avenue of last resort, and I'm focused instead on the minutiae of building a quiet, peaceful life. I mean, it's been a couple years since I've even had a profound dream. So what gives? As usual, there are no answers to my questions and no time to acclimate. The experiences start up again and I snap to attention. The buzzing, golden, electric, white vibrations that shake my consciousness loose from the material world are back. My body is once again surrendered, limp, suspended inside of this sonorous light. My awareness, clear and present and unencumbered, is floating just above, and above that a collective of voices, clear as day. You have to come higher, we can't go that low. I respond by intensifying the vibration around me. I didn't know I knew how to do that, and the levitation feeling ramps up even higher and the golden light becomes brighter and wider, blinding and overwhelming not just my sight, but all of my physical senses. The light and vibration magnify and intensify until I can't survive any more of it, and I have the sense I've reached some sort of boundary. I'm as high as I can go, and here there is only that familiar white and gold light and my consciousness, free of the constraints of my physical body. There are no other spoken words, just information passed through the field we are all in. It is a joyful reunion, a welcoming, celebratory homecoming, a return to beloved family after a long journey. They are happy to be in that space with me again, and I am happy to be there with them. We resonate here together for a while. Eventually our communication fades, and with it my awareness. I don't fall into the blackness of sleep, but instead dissolve upwards into the bliss of the surrounding light. I lose my sense of individuated self, and with relief, merge with something much bigger, much kinder, and much more real than my own smallness. I am small here, but not unworthy or less than this place or this bigness. I am a part of an endless ocean, a salty, misty molecule thrown into the air for a moment by a whale's exhale. And now I return back to the sea, merging into the thing that is me and that I am. This reintegration is a profound gift and the perfect antidote to my suspicion around their return. I am simultaneously put at ease and activated. I'm alert and ready. In the weeks that follow, I spend my mornings lingering in bed because these events often happen when I've woken up early to meditate and then fall back to sleep. The dark Colorado winter mornings make it easy to sleep in. Jupiter gets up and goes to work early, and I slide over to his side of the bed and sleep on his pillow to hold on to the warmth of us a little longer. I don't want to get up anyway, and I'm hoping to somehow induce the weird falling down and up paralysis that seems to facilitate these exchanges. I don't know how to initiate any of this though, so I'm just broadcasting a signal that I want more, I want communication. I want connection to that magical place, to its specialness, to its ability to help me escape from the real world that I've never been very good at. Time passes, the beings don't return, and in their absence I have a growing sense of pressure and unease. The feeling consumes me, and their lack of communication fosters a longing, a deep calling and disquiet. I get depressed and totally focused on waiting for the next dream, the next bout of paralysis, the next sense of contact, waiting to get some sort of sign as to where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm so afraid that in order to do whatever it is, I'll have to devour my life again and start over. For the first time ever, I don't want to. I love my life. Right in the middle of all this building pressure, two things happen. One, I break my ankle in 3 places, stepping wrong off a rock ledge while hunting for pinyon nuts with my sister and her husband, and my niece and my boyfriend Jupiter. We are visiting my parents in their little valley in southern Colorado. It's a glorious blue sky day, and there's been a drought, so the snow is sparse and it feels more like early spring than December. We didn't intend to find the trees full of pinyon nuts, but there they were. They don't show up every year, and that makes them special, so we abandoned our hike to the top of the ridge and instead settled into the hillside, each working at different levels, pushing away crunchy curled oak leaves to find singular dark brown, intact shells on the ground, or reaching into the dense green needles to wiggle loose, bursting full pine cones and pry out a dozen nuts in one go. Since the last time I broke my ankle, a full 3 years prior, I've been going slow down big steps, sideways, watching carefully where I place my feet. But for some reason today I think to myself, it's been long enough. I'm strong. I'm safe. And then I step down off a sandstone shelf and hear a pop and feel that sickening drop, and I'm down. We're less than a half mile from the house, but it takes over an hour to hobble back, me slung between my sister and her husband, crutching one-legged down pine needle slick paths, and when I peel off my boot and sock, I have an egg-shaped swelling just above my right ankle bone, exactly in the same place I'd broken it before. I can't help but wonder if there's something to that, if it's somehow related to their return, to the return of the buzzing light and communication, considering how I broke it the first time. They were there then, in that dark, haunted hallway, in my dark, haunted life, cradling my fall, snapping my ankle, and ultimately rescuing me from myself. The second thing that happens is, now holed up in my second-floor apartment with my driving ankle broken and nothing else to focus on, I schedule a between-life soul regression with a well-known regression therapist. A between-life regression is where you're supposed to meet your guides and do a life review and learn about your karma and your dharma and what you're working on, who your soul family is, and what you're doing here, this time, in this life. A friend of mine had visited this hypnotherapist and thought she could help, and I didn't know where else to look for answers. We scheduled the session, an intimidating 5 hours, for March. While I'm waiting for March, I'm laid up, homebound, hobbling from the bathroom to the kitchen to the couch, feeling depressed and anxious. I'm alone a lot. I've been working from home for the past few years, so there's still that, but otherwise it's a lot of open time, thinking, and struggling with the feeling that I'm losing ground. I should be active, busy, productive, and I just can't right now. Weeks pass and I'm able to bear some weight now and just about to be released so I can start driving again. I'm ready to re-emerge into the world after 12 weeks of being isolated and stuck, and I'm excited for the regression, for my exit from the small apartment, for things to get back to normal. And then a pandemic.